My brothers and sisters, you are now watching the Gamer 2323, so just forget about the chores you're supposed to do. Put your feet up, get your Kool-Aid, fried chicken, popcorn, get whatever you may need. And I hope you enjoy the video.
I'm trying to think. I'm trying to think, bro. I'm trying to get all my thoughts together before, I start this video. So as you know, right now in the movie world, Batman v Superman is the talk of the town. This is a movie that a lot of people was waiting for. This is Batman and Superman on the big screen at the same time, going head to head. A lot of nerds is going to be excited for this. This is like every man's dream, seeing this stuff. So Batman v Superman came out yesterday, and I seen it. I'm gonna be laughing a lot in this video. I can tell already. But I seen the movie yesterday, Batman v Superman, and this is gonna be like my little review for what I think of it. It's gonna be no spoilers whatsoever. Because I don't like to spoil movies for people like some other a-holes out there. You know who I'm talking to. But so no spoilers whatsoever. I went into this movie because of the reviews that this movie was getting before I seen it. I was like, I was genuinely shocked at the reviews this thing was receiving. I was like, really? And it was really like receiving like a lot of not so good reviews. And I was like, okay, is this just the critics, or are like real fans saying like this is what the movie is? So I wasn't going to let the reviews dictate me seeing this movie. I still wanted to see the movie for myself. I wanted to see the movie for myself, regardless of what the reviews were saying. But I was shocked, so I kind of changed my expectations, because this is what I think. Well, what I thought what was going on with this movie is it's kind of the same thing that's going on in games right now. You know how a lot of times this gym, the story has been, oh my gosh, this game looks freaking amazing, and your expectations are through the roof. And then when the game comes out, your expectations are so high, there's no way the game can be that good. And in turn, the game ends up being disappointing, not as good as you thought it would be. I think that I thought that was the same case for Batman v Superman. This is Batman and Superman on the screen at the same time, going head to head. This has never been done in history, and on like an actual movie on the big screen, So this was a movie that, a lot of fans of Batman or a lot of fans of Superman were waiting to see. And with the trailers and stuff like that, it just builded up the hype, builded up people's expectations. Your expectations are so high. And I thought that's why, when people left the movie, that's why they were let down. It's like you're almost setting up the movie or that game for failure because your expectations are so high. Come to find out, the movie is disappointing. It really is. And I literally changed my expectations, because I changed it from, oh, this is going to be like movie of the year, to, you know what? I just want to see a good fight between Batman and Superman. Like, I literally changed my expectations because of the reviews out there, but I still want to see the movie for myself, Here's what I could say about Batman v Superman. What are the things that I liked? The things that I liked about this movie, I loved the fight scenes were good. When the fight scenes are actually going on, the fight scenes I thought were good. I thought Ben Affleck was a great Batman. His Batman, you know, I know some of the people were saying like he's like, well, some of the reviews were saying that he is the definitive Batman. I was like, really? Like, he's really that good? He's a good Batman, but he didn't like completely blow me away. But Ben Affleck, you know, when we heard that he was casted to play Batman, a lot of people was like, really? Daredevil? You know, but Ben Affleck, he really was a good Batman and a good Bruce Wayne. Superman, I liked him as well. You know, again, I growing up, I was never a fan of Superman. Superman was always one of the corniest superheroes to me. But when I watched Man of Steel, it made me, you know, look at Superman differently. So Superman was good as well. Wonder Woman was good. Gal Gadot is Wonder Woman. She was good. And I also think this movie suffers from the same thing that The Amazing Spider-Man 2 suffered from. There are so many, well, there's not like a lot, but there are too many, you know, characters in this movie to really give them shine. Wonder Woman, when she was on screen, you know, fighting, she was good, but it wasn't a lot of her, you know, and I think that was the same case with The Amazing Spider-Man 2. This movie, it kind of felt too cluttered. You have freaking Batman, you have Superman, and Wonder Woman, you know, in it, and some, you know, some other people, but, you know, it's like, I just thought it was a little bit too cluttered, and I felt the same way watching The Amazing Spider-Man 2. Like, y'all got too many people in this junk. With the whole Doomsday thing, again, that's not a spoiler because the trailer showed the junk. I thought, let me get to the stuff that I didn't like, and there were quite a quite a bit. One, the pacing. The pacing in this movie, I did not like. Dude, the pacing in this movie felt all over the freaking place. Like, at one point, they would be with Bruce Wayne and Batman, you know, showing some stuff, and then it would go to and then it would go to Superman, then back to Bruce Wayne, then back to Superman, then show some freaking flashbacks and stuff. It was just like, I just thought the execution of the way they were telling the story in this movie was bad. I thought this movie could have been executed way better as far as like how the story played out. I did not like the pacing of this movie. The execution could have been better. The trailers, and that was what, you know, a lot of people were saying. When it comes to movie trailers, sometimes these trailers show too much. And when they showed that Ninja Turtle Doomsday, when they showed Doomsday, it's like, why would you put that in, you know, because I think that was the second trailer. And I really thought this movie suffered from those trailers. Like, it was, I would say the best lines in this movie were all shown in trailers. So when you would actually see it in the movie, it wouldn't have the same impact because you've seen this line said in these trailers, in the first trailer, second trailer, third trailer. It was literally like they took the best stuff that was in this movie and put them in the trailer, so it didn't have the same impact. I really thought the trailers, in my opinion, especially the second trailer, showed too much. It showed way too much of what was, you know, going to go on in this movie, and I was just like, been there, seen that. I really felt that. I really felt that way. Jesse Eisenberg is Lex Luthor. He's not bad. He's not a bad Lex Luthor, but what Lex Luthor is supposed to be, and I'm not even into DC like that. I've always been Team Marvel more as opposed to DC. But I know how Lex Luthor is supposed to be like. Jesse Eisenberg, his role as Lex Luthor, he is definitely not what you think when you think Lex Luthor. He's more quirky. He's like real like he's real like just a quirky version of Lex Luthor. He's not bad. I thought he had some good lines in this movie, but his portrayal of Lex Luthor, he's just not. I thought they could have picked someone better to play Lex Luthor. He's not when you think Lex Luthor, you just don't think Jesse Eisenberg. That's really all I can say. But yeah, I mean, that's pretty much what I would give this movie. Them DC fanboys got their finger on them DC fanboys got their finger on the dislike button. Like, what are you about to say? I'm gonna give this movie a 6 out of 10, dude. I was really, and again, I went into this all I wanted to see was Batman and Superman go at it, bro. And we all know that eventually they do go at it because they showed it in the trailers, But even that, it wasn't what I had hoped for. Like, there was no cheering during this movie at all. Like, there was some laughter during this movie. It even got to the point with I won't say that. That might be too much. But I just really thought the pacing of this movie was not good. I thought that this movie could have been executed way better, just of how the story played out. It kind of felt too cluttered because you had Batman, Superman, and Wonder Woman all in at the same time. And that's why a lot of people thought this movie was rushed, that they should have did a Man of Steel sequel before they got to this. Yes, this movie, it did feel rushed. It really did. Like, after when I got out of this movie and sat down in my car and was like, like, I really felt like this movie was rushed. There should have been a Man of Steel sequel before this was even a thing, but because it's Batman and Superman on screen at the same time, and people are going to buy into this movie is going to make a lot of money just off the fact it's Batman and Superman, going at it, so. But yeah, it definitely felt rushed. The pacing was bad. I thought this movie could have been executed better. It kind of felt too cluttered, with the people it had. Wonder Woman was great, but she just didn't have a lot of screen time. Ben Affleck as Batman was great, but just the pacing of how they told the story, I didn't like. Jesse Eisenberg as Lex Luthor. Didn't really like him. Again, he wasn't terrible, but just him as Lex Luthor. I didn't really like his portrayal. That's really it, man. I mean, I would give this movie a 6 out of 10. Not a bad movie, but it was like okay, cool. But I will say that just because what I think of this movie, I still think that DC has something, to go off of, from this movie. I don't think DC is now in like a bad state. I do think they have some stuff to work with, going on, into the whole Justice League thing and stuff and whatever they plan on doing. I think they got stuff to, build on from this movie. So I don't think they're in a completely bad state. And now Marvel is just about to just come over them and just destroy them, But yeah, that's really what I thought of the movie. Could have been executed better, didn't like the pacing, all that stuff that I just said. So that's what I think of Batman versus Superman. What did you guys think of it? Leave it down in the comments below. I can't wait to see these comments. I'm literally gonna read every comment I see, But that's what I personally thought of Batman the Superman. I was a little let down, and my expectations was not even that high. But let me know what you guys think. But yeah, man, I mean, I wore my shirt and all, and I was just like. But anyways, not a bad movie. It's an okay movie. It's an okay movie. I still would say go and see it because some people are saying they really enjoyed this movie, and that's okay. That's okay. Like, that's the thing. We're gonna have a difference in opinion. Some people really like this movie, and if you do, that's great. I'm not, trying to, change it, but not everyone is going to agree. People have opinions. It is, man, opinions on YouTube, that's like the devil. But saying that, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. And yeah, I'll catch y'all on my next one. All right. Peace.